Hey kids, it's Al Kendall once again with the Rock and Roll Time Travel Concert Series. I'm coming at you from the year 1969. If you don't know me, then you should know that I am a drummer, and the guy I credit with teaching me all the rock and roll drumming that I know, or that I needed to know, is Carmine Appice, who wrote the Realistic Rock Drum Method book. And it was sort of my Bible as I was learning. At the time I was learning to play drums, he was playing with Rod Stewart, and so you could hear him on the radio all the time playing Hot Legs and Do You Think I'm Sexy, which he co-wrote, and other stuff. But I started working my way back in his catalog, all the way back to the beginning with Vanilla Fudge, his first band that he recorded with. And you got to check these guys out if you haven't before. But it's sort of a cross between Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and the Temptations. And they predated Led Zeppelin and probably even Pink Floyd. But it is a sort of orchestral, symphonic, heavy metal soul, I guess. I just made that up. Anyway, so choosing a year, well, it's narrowed down to 3 because they only, 3? Yeah, they put out albums in 67, 68, and 69, I believe. I don't think that came out in 66. Anyway. But they did do 5 albums in those few short years. And in 1969, they would have been touring for either Near the Beginning, which has an amazing version of Shotgun, which I will include the live version of course. There's only 4 songs on this album because side 2 is one song called the Break Song, which was part of their live show. Their live shows were usually only about 5 or 6 songs anyway because of the way they would extend songs out. That's all they could fit into an hour or so. Or they could have been touring for the album that I nominate for the worst album cover of all time, Rock and Roll. It's a good title. It's definitely more rock and roll than their other albums. But come on, man. You're going from one of the classic album covers of all time to this? Seriously? Anyway. But the show that came closest to me, in 1969 anyway, was in Cincinnati, Ohio, just about 2.5 hours away, at the Cincinnati Zoo, which for some reason they had a lot of good shows at the Cincinnati Zoo back then. If anybody has any information about that, I would love to hear it. Not being from Cincinnati, I don't know much. But anyway, this was on September 6th, 1969. It was called the Midwest Mini Pop Festival. And if you think about the date, the first week of September 1969, this was only a couple of weeks after Woodstock, right? And guess what? Here's a quote from the promoter. The sound system came directly from Woodstock. When it arrived, the crew was still caked in mud. And they had bands like not just Vanilla Fudge, but the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, Grand Funk Railroad, Elvin Bishop, Lonnie Mack. It was a great show. But, I mean, come on. Any chance to see Vanilla Fudge? So check out some live stuff from the Fudge and let me know what you think.